you have a son or a daughter who is at home doing nothing, complaining that they can't find a job, I would encourage you to get them enrolled in one of the many training programs offered by the Heart Trust NTA.
We urge you to take up the Prime Minister's charge. We don't want to leave anyone behind in our quest for developed nation status by the year 2030. Your favorite magazine program continues with a word of advice and then the news. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay with us. So here are the facts.
7 out of 10 Jamaicans die from a non-communicable disease.
Because we love our people and we want them to live better quality lives,
we, the Ministry of Health and our partners, are launching Jamaica Moves.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases.
By educating and encouraging Jamaicans to be active.
Eat healthy.
and start living 30 minutes at a time.
Because 30 minutes of physical activity each day,
along with proper nutrition, can go a long way.
To prevent your risk from developing certain NCDs such as diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and certain cancers.
And remember, it's life we're promoting. That's why you see me going hard right now.
I'm all about living.
So help us take this first step towards a healthier Jamaica so you can enjoy more moments, more memories, more life.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, December 17. The Ministry of Finance and the Jamaica Police Federation have signed an agreement for a 16% wage increase for rank-and-file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. The 4-year heads-up agreement covers the period 2017 to 2021 and includes a combination of provisions relating to service and conditions of work. At the signing on Friday, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke says he is pleased that an agreement has been reached.
We are particularly pleased that we are now at 91% of the public sector is now covered by agreements that cover 4 years to 2021. In commemorating the agreement with the police force, is recognizing the indispensable role that the rank and file members of the Jamaica Police Force play in our lives. Security is the number one issue in Jamaica, and rank and file members on a daily basis are on the front lines.
For her part, the chair of the Jamaica Police Federation, Corporal Arlene McBean, says the members are quite comfortable with the package offered by the government.
And we want to see some regulatory and legislative framework put in place for the police negotiations going forward.
Meanwhile, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the conclusion of the negotiations is an important step going forward.
We have come some way, and today you can sign a heads of agreement and have 2 years in which we can look at how we mold the police force going forward, and we can discuss other areas that will be critical in building out the kind of police force that the Police Federation wants and the entire Jamaica wants.
Effective January 2019, persons will be required to pay their National Insurance Scheme contributions using stamp cards during the January to December calendar year instead of the usual April to March financial year. Speaking with JIS News, the Director of National Insurance at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, Portia Magnus, says the change in payment period will improve efficiency in the processing of applications.
The contributions using stamp cards and stamp cards only has always been financial year, which administratively in computing eligibility for a benefit, it slows us down. Yes. So we're doing the change to speed up processing to make it administratively easier.
New contributors will be given stamp cards reflecting the calendar year as the contributory period, January to December 2019. Ms. Magnus is, however, advising existing contributors to continue using their existing stamp cards until the end of March 2019. A new shopping regulation and regime is being developed to increase tourism earnings in the sector. This following a comprehensive review of the shopping sector by the Tourism and Finance Ministries. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Cabinet is to consider the presentation shortly, after which it is expected to be implemented in the first quarter of 2019. The new regime will include, among other factors, a broader list of dutiable items to include textile, leather, and other such material used to create articles and artifacts. In 2017, the country made $37 million through the shopping network as a result of the cruise sector. Minister of Transport and Mining Robert Montego says plans are underway to establish a globally recognized aviation school in Jamaica. This, he says, forms part of government's plans to improve the local aviation industry and train more Jamaican pilots.
The world is short approximately 600,000 commercial pilots. We need our slice out of that. And Jamaica's pilots from Air Jamaica days have already made their name in the industry. And we believe we are selling the industry short if we do not give to general aviation more Jamaican pilots.
Minister Montego says discussions for the project are ongoing with representatives from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Airports Authority of Jamaica, Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, Caribbean Maritime University, and 2 overseas institutions. The minister was speaking recently at the opening ceremony for the 2nd annual 2-day aviation seminar. And finally, Margaret Campbell is the 2018 LASCO Principal of the Year, while Amacard Brown has been named Teacher of the Year. Ms. Campbell, the principal of St. George's College, and Mr. Brown, a teacher at Monroe College, were awarded at a luncheon on Tuesday. Education State Minister Floyd Green commended the 11 shortlisted teachers and principals for the vital role they play in shaping the lives of the nation's children.
The competition, as you know, provides meaningful professional experiences and exposure to all who participate, and permits the profession to highlight the work of outstanding performers as models for the teaching profession.
Founder of LASCO Jamaica, Lascelles Chin, used the opportunity to call on the education fraternity to join his foundation in rescuing at-risk youth from a life of crime.
I believe with all my heart that the road to a safer and more peaceful Jamaica lies in rescuing these at-risk youth.
Among their prizes, Ms. Campbell and Mr. Brown each received $250,000, a trophy, and a trip to the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development Teacher Conference in Chicago in the United States of America. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the hyping. You think I saw? We reach a aging. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
More than 12,000 young persons were engaged in training and apprenticeship activities under the Housing Opportunity Production and Employment Hope program from April to October of this year. Some of them were part of the Hope Design and Apparel Manufacturing Corps. The group graduated earlier this year from the Heart Trust NTA Garmex Academy. Catch their training next.
I was yearning for success so much that it brought me to the wrong road. I was actually incarcerated because of my actions, and that is where I got into sewing, because I had to do something to make up for the time and to keep myself active. So this program, I heard about it as soon as I was released in May 13. So it was my ray of hope. This is my change. This is my way forward. So I come with all zeal and tenacity to go forward.
Cressy is just one of the thousands of Jamaican young people whose lives are being transformed because of their engagement in the Prime Minister's Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment Hope Program.
The HOPE program is about engaging with the youth of Jamaica in a meaningful way. To give them, so it is mainly a training and apprenticeship program, if I can summarize that in a nutshell. It involves engaging young persons through, firstly, values and attitudes, or what I call core skills training. Then it gets into a skills training, a very basic skills training, and then get them to serve as an apprentice for up to 1 year, honing the skills that they would have learned.
And that is exactly the course taken by the Hope Garment Construction Corps at the Heart Trust NTA Garmix Academy.
The first phase was 2 weeks of what is called core skills training. Basically life skills training, different areas where they were taught life coping skills, punctuality, how to dress for work, how to manage their emotions, things like that.
I deserve the best things that life has to offer.
They were taken into the machine operating training, where the 100 were placed in 4 groups of 25 with 4 instructors learning to sew. The final phase will be going into production, where they will actually start making the shirts for the other persons. And you will see from the display we have over here that they're actually making shirts now.
Yes, you heard right. These students are actually making shirts for the over 15,000 participants of the HOPE program.
When we started the program, the intent was to have everybody be in receipt of a shirt, Oxford type shirt, that would be to help to promote the good working ethics, including their own dress and deportment. To purchase shirts outright and to have them branded, the cost was really far too prohibitive in order to kit out the vast numbers that we're hoping to reach on the program. Then there was a suggestion to speak to Heart Garmix Academy, and I found out that they had this massive facility with over 100 machines, which were generally being underutilized at the time.
Now these young garment makers are learning much more than stitching shirts for fellow HOPE participants.
I'm enjoying it right now because I can make my own shirt, skirt, and now I'm dropping to make my own dress.
It is very enlightening, astounding. I didn't know it was so meticulous to make even a simple dress. You know, we look at it as just 2 pieces of fabric, but when you get down to the nitty and gritty, it has so many different calculations, but it's something I love.
Because the clothes wasn't working out for me, I tried to do jewelry making. It's going great so far because I can make my own jewelry, I can produce it, I can have my own store and selling them.
The length is from the waist to the ground.
And none of this would be possible without the team of hard-working instructors on hand.
At first, I didn't know anything about sewing. Then, basically, getting the steps from our instructors, and they're teaching us step by step, so you get everything and understand. And at this stage where I'm at, I'm proud of myself, because if I didn't came here, I wouldn't know to do nothing at all.
The teachers, trust me, they work hard. It's not easy dealing with us as young adults, so they work hard. And what I love about them, it's not just about passing for them. It is about sitting down with the person, making sure they understand. So I give the teachers 2 thumbs up.
They help me a lot because I give them most of them problem, and there is not an instructor here who don't know me, because I walk around and I ask questions how to do my shirt, and they all helped me. It don't make no sense to stay home and sit down and I look for somebody to give something when you can come out, learn a skill, and can do something for yourself.
It doesn't matter what background you're from or where you're from. Just come with an open mind and willing to learn. And once you're willing, you'll go a long way because there's hope for you.
For more information on the Garment Construction Corps or the HOPE program, call or visit a National Youth Service or Heart Trust NTA office. Toll free 1-888-432-7868 or email info@heart-nta.org.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program changed my life. I was at home not working, and a friend told me about this program, so I decided to sign up. I was able to get training in general construction. The CSJP helped me to prepare for the world of work. They had workshops where I learned about effective communication and how to dress my best for the workplace. I came to JD for on-the-job training, and I was encouraged to sign up to become a soldier. Now I'm in the Army. Thanks to the CSJP, I'm a much better person now.
The PIOJ would have by now alerted the nation that they are projecting 1.9% growth for the July to September quarter. It's not bad news. It could be better news. But it continues to show that the economy is moving in the right direction. What I'm particularly happy about is the employment outturn. Since we have been measuring employment statistics, starting, I believe, in 1968, in 2018, July, we saw the lowest reported unemployment rate, 8.4%. That means we would have had the highest number of Jamaicans employed in the history of Jamaica. In particular, youth unemployment declined by 5.3% to now be at 22.2%. These are very encouraging figures.
Come January 1, 2019, the government of Jamaica will impose a ban on single-use plastic scandal bags, 24 by 24 inches or less in dimension, plastic drinking straws, and the importation of expanded polystyrene foam. Plastics take up to 500 years to break down and end up in our environment, stifling our animals, plant life, and livelihoods too. Refuse single-use plastic products. Start using reusable items. Bring your own bag. The ban on plastics is effective as of January 1, 2019. Preserve our land. Support the plastic ban. Exemptions apply. Contact the National Environment and Planning Agency for more information.
The government is moving ahead with a planned ban on plastics and polystyrene. $40 million has been set aside to ramp up the public education and sensitization campaign. Town hall sessions are also to be held. Watch this next feature from Earth Day 2018 to get a timely reminder of why you should support the ban.
The Earth is under attack, and unless we arrest this problem, we will be in serious trouble. The rapid growth of plastics is threatening the survival of the planet, from littering our beaches and landscape to clogging our landfills and poisoning and injuring marine life.
When the plastic makes its way out to sea, what tends to happen is it breaks up into little smaller pieces, but it doesn't disappear. It's still there in the marine environment. It's still there in the sea. The fish eat it, the marine animals eat it, and then it becomes a part of them. Plastic has become a part of our marine life. And then, of course, we as humans eat those fish, and then we have essentially ingested plastic. And there's all types of toxins and chemicals that are associated with plastic that you don't want in your body.
Earth Day 2018 is dedicated to stopping and reversing this trend through worldwide education to fundamentally change human attitude and behavior about plastics.
Plastic causes serious problems in our environment. Every piece of plastic that was ever produced on this earth still exists in some way, shape, or form. So we really need to do our part in reducing the amount of plastic that we produce. You don't need a plastic bag or a plastic container every single time you go to the supermarket. In terms of reusing, a lot of the time we get takeout or even things like margarine and those types of products. They come in plastic packaging that can be reused. So you can reuse those containers for other purposes after you're finished with them, rather than throwing them away.
If you walk down the street in your communities, across the length and breadth of the island, you will notice something that is most common. Plastic, plastic, and more plastic. It is the most littered item in our country and the world, burying the planet and our livelihoods under waste. The problem is mostly due to the unbiodegradable nature of plastic. Simply put, it does not rot, which means we are creating everlasting rubbish in huge and unsustainable amounts. But the good news is, you, all of us can fix this growing problem. Here's how.
The Jamaica Environment Trust, we have a recycling depot at our office at 123 Constant Spring Road, unit number 5. We're in the vicinity of Steelcraft Furniture Land, right off of Constant Spring Road. You can bring your plastics here. We take 2 types of plastic, type 1 and type 2. And the easiest way to identify what type of plastic you have is to look at the bottom of the bottle. So the clear plastic bottles, your soda bottles, your water bottles, these are your type 1 plastic. When you're talking about the more opaque bottles, the ones that you can't see through, right? Household cleaners, bulk syrup, those kind of bottles, that's the type 2 plastic. And we're one of several depots that are located mostly in Kingston, but there are a few outside of Kingston. All of this is really supported by Recycling Partners of Jamaica, so they are our big partner in this. Recycling Partners of Jamaica, of course, is a public and private sector partnership. So you have a lot of the distributors of products that are, found in these types of packaging, partnering with the government of Jamaica to facilitate recycling in Jamaica. We're open Monday to Saturday. The gate opens at about 8:30, 9 o'clock on these days, and we're closed by about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
So, the next time you decide to discard of your plastic, do it the correct way. Go for paper and other biodegradable materials when you can. And let's make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business in a sustainable way.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
I love to explore and I love to pull and fix. I'm curious about life and what it's worth.
I'm a part of the Special Olympics team for Westmoreland.
I'm also a Special Olympian. I'm proud to be one.
I have a lot of medals, but the bad thing about it is not a lot of gold, but it's medals.
As the first race I won, I came dead last.
A guy run left me. And this year, I went back to Kingston and I make up my mind and say, you know what?
I don't make no Kenyan person run with me again.
Because guess what? I want it 1 out of 1. I don't want to be 2-0.
So I take it and for the whole week, I train until that the race will come. I'm win it by far.
And accomplish, well achieved.
The experience was nice. I learned some new things. I learned, sir. And every time I can take shortcuts in our work.
Thank you for the National Youth Service. I think God put it on this earth really for people with disability. It is a great program, a wonderful program. It helped me to realize a lot of things in this world. So I can think about other things and go at them. Not just sit at home and playing games, watching TV, because I know that won't help me.
We have been privileged to go through this experience with all of these young persons. It has been both a learning experience for us, the staff at the NYS, as well as the young persons. We saw the young persons developing their own personal and professional skills. If you or someone you know has an intellectual disability, you can refer them to the National Youth Service, where our program fully caters to their personal and professional needs, where we will be sure to assist them in transitioning into the world of work.
The National Youth Service, empowering Jamaica's young people.
Today's program has come to an end. Be sure to join us tomorrow round about the same time on the station. For your convenience, we are available online, jis.gov.jm, or on all our major social media platforms. We also have a mobile app to stay connected while on the go. On behalf of the entire production team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.